Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you happen to be right now. I'm Mike Voories, here to help you build a stronger team. Hiring the right person for a role is one of the most important decisions a business leader or hiring manager can make. The consequences of a good hire are clear: improved productivity, stronger team dynamics, and a positive contribution to company culture. On the flip side, a bad hire can lead to performance issues, missed opportunities, and even turnover that costs time and money to correct. Given these high stakes, it's easy to fall into the trap of rigidly seeking the perfect candidate who checks every box on a job description. But this hyper-focused approach can often cause you to overlook great talent hiding in plain sight. What if the candidate who doesn't quite fit this position is actually a perfect fit for another role? What if someone missing a few hard skills has enormous potential and fits beautifully into your company culture? Today, we'll explore why it's so important to consider the big picture when interviewing candidates and how keeping an open mind can help you build a stronger and more dynamic team. A job description is a valuable tool. It clarifies the responsibilities of a role, the qualifications you're seeking, and the expectations for success. But it's not a blueprint for a human being. It's a framework. And no candidate is going to be a 100% match for every single bullet point you list. In fact, some of the best hires you'll ever make may come from candidates who don't meet every requirement, but bring something more valuable to the table: curiosity, coachability, adaptability, and the right attitude. Consider this: how many of your current top performers came into your organization knowing everything? More often than not, their willingness to learn, grow, and contribute, that's what makes them so effective, not a perfect resume. When you're interviewing candidates, it's natural to compare each person against a checklist of must-haves. But it's just as important, if not more important, to assess potential. High potential candidates may lack specific experiences or certifications, but they often demonstrate a growth mindset. They're eager to learn and develop, strong problem-solving skills. They approach challenges with curiosity and creativity. They have a cultural alignment. They share your company's values and bring a positive attitude. Leadership traits. Even if they're not applying for a leadership role, they take initiative and communicate well. These intangible qualities are difficult to train, but they can be the difference between a good employee and a truly great one. If a candidate is strong in these areas, it may be worth hiring them, providing them the tools and mentorship they need to grow into the role, or even into a different role that suits them better. Sometimes a candidate doesn't align with the job they applied for, but they clearly have skills, experience, or traits that could be valuable elsewhere in your organization. Rather than dismissing them outright, maybe ask yourself, is there another open position that could benefit from this person's background? Could their skills fill a gap on another team? Are they bringing something to the table that's not on the job description, but would still add value to the company? For example, someone applying for a sales role might not have the polish or closing experience you need, but they're fantastic at building rapport, highly organized, and they love working with customers. Could they be a better fit for a customer success or maybe an operations role? In small to mid-sized companies especially, being flexible and creative with talent placement can lead to major gains. Talented people are hard to find. And once they're in your interview pipeline, you should be thinking beyond just the position they applied for. Cultural alignment is important, but too often hiring managers confuse fit with sameness. That mindset can lead to unconscious bias and a lack of diversity in your team, both of which hurt innovation and problem solving. Instead of asking whether a candidate fits the current culture, ask how they might add to it. Do they bring a fresh perspective? Do they challenge conventional thinking in a productive way? Will they contribute to an inclusive, supportive, and forward-looking workplace? A candidate who aligns with your company values but offers a new lens or background can be a powerful catalyst for growth. Hiring with this in mind requires openness, self-awareness, and a willingness to stretch the boundaries of what's normal in your organization. When you're too focused on finding a candidate who checks every single box, you risk missing out on incredible talent. And make no mistake, talent is a competitive advantage. According to a recent study by McKinsey and Company, companies that hire and retain top-tier talent are 2.5 times more likely to be high performers than those that don't. That means every missed opportunity to hire a high-potential candidate is a missed opportunity to elevate your business. Remember, most skills can be taught, but the right mindset, values, and drive are much harder to instill. If you're ready to start thinking more broadly in your interviews, here are a few practical ways to do it. When a candidate is missing qualification, ask yourself, could they learn this within, say, 3 to 6 months? And if yes, weigh their potential and attitude more heavily than the missing skill. If a candidate seems like a misfit for your role but clearly has value, talk to your peers in other departments. Share strong resumes, or even bring in another leader to your next interview round. If you use a scoring sheet or evaluation form for interviews, be sure to include sections that assess cultural contribution, potential, and coachability, not just technical qualifications. Questions like, tell me about a time you had to learn something quickly, or what motivates you to take on a new challenge? These questions reveal how candidates approach growth and uncertainty. If you don't hire someone for one role, consider keeping their resume in an active folder and reaching out when other opportunities arise. Thinking holistically about hiring takes more effort, right? It does. It requires more conversation, more analysis, and sometimes more risk. But the return on that investment is substantial. When you build a team of individuals who are adaptable, engaged, and aligned with your mission, you don't just fill seats, you build momentum. You create a workplace where people thrive, collaborate, and drive innovation. And perhaps most importantly, you create a reputation as an employer that sees people not just as resumes, but as individuals with potential. Hiring isn't about finding perfect people. It's about finding the right people, those who will grow with your business, bring energy to your team, and contribute to your company's long-term success. So next time you're in an interview, take a step back and ask, am I only looking for the perfect checklist match? Could this candidate contribute elsewhere in the organization? Ask, am I open to potential over perfection? By thinking big picture and staying open-minded, you'll uncover opportunities others overlook and build a team that's stronger, more resilient, and ready to grow. BR1 can help you build a stronger team. Whether you need help recruiting the right people, retaining your best employees, or stretching your team's combined potential, BR1 can help. Details on how to contact BR1 in the description. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Until next time, keep building your stronger team.